Hello, 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 hello. Everyone out there, I am back. I've been on a hiatus, right?
Slow one.
For 2 weeks because of the weather. But look, I got a special guest with me. Who are you, special guest?
Oh, I'm the famous Ken doll.
Very famous, and I am blessed because I got a lipstick from your lipstick line. It's called Vanity Vixen.
Yes. And
And
it makes it a matte lipstick that is there to stay until you remove it. We have several shades coming out. They're all vegan, cruelty free, and all the shades look pretty good on almost every skin tone.
so this is like evidence lipstick.
No evidence. There's a reason for that. No ring anywhere, no nothing.
Oh, okay. So I could wear this and kiss people and not get caught if I kiss multiple people in the
No,
same room.
nothing.
Oh shit.
Nothing.
I like this lipstick. Well, welcome everybody to the Peach Radio Show. For those of you just tuning in for the first time, I am Peach Plug or P or Pierce or whatever the hell you want to call me. Just like and share me. I don't give a shit what you call me.
Yes. And all my people tuned in, make sure you do the same.
Do the same. Tonight's topic is toxic masculinity. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's going to be a difficult topic. No, I don't think it's going to be difficult.
It's gonna be difficult if you're not in the
Okay. I can agree with that.
if you can't handle being told the truth point blank, don't come here if you don't want to.
Oh. Well, it is what it is. Well, my followers know when you come on the Peach Radio Show, you don't never know what the fuck you gonna hear on here. So it gets off the wall, it gets crazy, but it's a space of respect and learning. But before we get into the show, I gotta pay these bills. I gotta give acknowledgement to my affiliates and to the feature artist that's gonna be played tonight, which is Mosiah. Keep it locked. Do not go anywhere.
Been trapping like been Latin. Cuban links I've been Latin. Money beans I've been adding. I'm still adding. I'm still adding. I'm still adding. I'm still stacking. 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 I'm still stacking like been trapping like been Latin. Cuban links I've been Latin. Money bands I've been adding. I'm still adding. I'm still adding. I'm still stacking. I'm still stacking. I'm still stacking.
We back on. Oh my God, I love you, Kenny. Every time I see you, it's just something silly going on. Whatever. Hey, brothers, Gloria. It's nice to see you too. Oh my God, I know everybody's going to be coming on in. You know how we do. But tonight's topic is toxic masculinity. Before we get into our spiel, I want to know if you're watching out there because I can see you. You're just not saying anything. You're just staring. What is toxic masculinity to you? What do you think the definition is? Kenny, what do you think it is?
So I think it's different, being a gay man than it is a straight man. It's a little more, I think, in your face in the gay world, because these men out there, we have so many men who think that they want this man. They don't want a feminine man. They don't want that in between. They don't want, that whole fem in general. The whole slang, that. Like, okay, whatever. Like, get over it. Like, is that offending you? Is that making you scared? Like, yo, I got a fat boyfriend, but I'm gay.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
In the straight community, like, if I hear one more man tell their child, like, yo, suck it up, be a man, like,
What is that? What is What is that?
When I was teaching, I had a father who wouldn't allow his child into the housekeeping area. He told me to intentionally keep my child out of the housekeeping area. And I looked at him and I said, well, did you learn to cook? And he said, yeah. Who taught you? My mom. Okay. You learned to sew your clothes? You know how to wash your clothes? Yeah. My mom. Are you married?
No. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't get that whole. Would you just blew me away when you said that a gay male doesn't want a feminine me? What the hell?
So if you're not solely on your preference, okay, so as a preference, yes, I'm not attracted to another feminine man.
Okay.
But I'm not going to not date you because you're feminine. Like, if you're feminine and I'm attracted to you, okay.
Okay.
But at the same time, like, you're not going to be like, nah, bro. I'm going to kiss you, but then we just like clap it up afterwards. Like, come on, dude. Is that right?
And it's opposite in the lesbian world. It's stud and femme, and then you frowned upon if you don't, if you are two studs together. And I'm like, they're women. What?
And like the gay men, like at the end of the night, guess what? You still fucking the other dude, so you still gay.
It's oh my god.
You know, whether it be another masculine man or not, like.
Okay, somebody said raise the mic. Okay, I will raise the mic levels. But I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly what. I will never understand all of these different ways and things people feel about just none of this stuff, none of the social norms. I really don't understand. And this whole thing about toxic masculinity, with that, I mean, I get it, but it's like, why would you want, how could you live so restricted? To me, it's like a restriction, like you're putting yourself on punishment or
Right, because the way someone will think you are. Like right now, like my thing. I'm sorry, because I'm normally loud. Miss Gloria can't hear me.
Can you hear us now? Is your mic on the green? Let me see. You are on. Hello. I see you. I see us both up here. Maybe it's going to take some time to catch up because we are a little bit ahead of them.
Oh, okay. But anyway, like I was saying, what was I saying?
He was talking about the toxic masculinity and oh God, I forgot.
Anyway, so like myself, I don't identify as masculine. I don't identify as feminine. You know, like me and my cousin were talking in the car tonight. Like, I can go out full face and drag, you know, on a Saturday, but still go out on the streets and look like a straight dude with my jeans, my Timbs, my hat on a Sunday. So, I mean, I just like it because it's versatile. I can have many different styles. I can look a different way every night. You know, like I have a full beard. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and I keep my brows done. I always have my nails done. But at the same time, you know, because of the minor things, like my nails being done, or if I have eyeliner on or whatever, they're going to think that I'm femme.
Oh, like I said, I just don't understand why. To me, love is love. If you find it, no matter feminine or masculine, you should be cool with it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually give y'all exactly a textbook definition of what toxic masculinity is. Toxic masculinity is a cultural concept of manliness that glorifies stoicism, which is, you know, for those of you that don't know, is when you don't show any real emotion. You just look blanket. You know, like that old ass grandfather that you got that just
The one that just sit in the picture.
yeah,
Like this.
no matter what happens,
Right.
you don't know what the hell he feels. Um, also strength, virility, and dominance. That person generally is socially maladaptive or harmful. And it's harmful to your mental health. So that is the textbook definition of what it means to be toxic or suffer from toxic masculinity. I can admit that I probably do because I was raised by my grandfather and my grandmother, and I spent most of the time with him. So I know that I picked up some of those toxic behaviors, especially the stoicism, because I can feel things, but I will keep it locked in.
Right.
And it will be like, I mean, it could be death. It could be it could be anything. And I will just be like, well, we'll handle it.
Right.
And
we'll
then
get
that's
this
it.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll work it out. Like I will literally in my mind put things in order so that it'll work out. But I'll never have a emotional check-in while everyone else around me is just falling the fuck apart, and I'm just like, no, we got to do this, that, and then boom, we're fine there.
I'm the one on the floor.
No, that's just not me. I can't fall apart. So I can't admit that I do have toxic behaviors, and
Yeah.
it's really not good. Again, it's so entrenched in society. Like we was discussing before we actually came on, that we don't even realize that these gender roles that we have stems from toxic masculinity.
Oh yeah. It's, I mean, you watch all these old shows like Leave It to Beaver. You know, where's Mom at? In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
You know, there's something wrong. Hey, deal with the kids. Like, yo, she's doing like 30,000 things. Can you deal with it?
Right.
Like-
Right. Yup. You're absolutely right. And again, I see y'all watching. Come on and say something to us. Don't be afraid. There are never any wrong answers on this show.
No.
Say something. But yeah, I just, and you know, I do have a list of signs so that you can identify what it is to be have this toxic masculinity in you, because I hear a lot of us scream, "Oh, that person's toxic," but we don't realize that we ourselves
Yeah.
suffer from it.
Absolutely. You know, anybody who has, a father, any male who has a father can just benefit from just knowing, okay, well, at some point, we've all suffered from this.
Yeah.
No matter how accepting your parents are, when you were a kid, they didn't know you was going to be gay or you was going to be super emotional. Like, you were going to be like this straight metrosexual. Like, they didn't know that. But at the same time, how many times has your dad said, come on, get up, brush it off, you're good. Like,
Well, my grandfather said it to me, and I was a fucking girl.
like,
It was like, but he always used to say that, she's a different kind of girl. But I didn't never understand what he was talking about, but I get it today. But
Yeah.
he's always say she's a different kind of girl. She's not like the other ones.
yeah, I was the same way. He's okay. He'll be fine.
So, like, in the gay community, because I don't know, what are some of the things, the signs, like you could tell that this guy is just toxic?
So it's 9 times out of 10, it's from a man who is not quite comfortable with himself yet.
Okay.
He's new to the game. He's new. He's not out yet, or he's, under the covers, DL.
Oh.
Those are the ones that are just like, yo, we can hang out, but just at your place, Or you got these guys who just want, like, these manly men, which is great, but then you start hating on people because, oh, well, you're too femme, or your body's too curvy. What? Like,
that's like the standard of gay.
Again, you're not straight making yourself straighter by saying, you know, I'd rather be with a masculine man, because like I said, at the end of the day, you're still, you know.
Yeah, it's
My take on it is I just don't. I think it's a cover up for most people who have, you know, in the gay community or testing the waters. You know, they're not okay with it, and then they start to like demasculinize even like the masculine men because they need to feel more superior.
okay. Yeah, but to me, I again, I when I look inside. Okay, so audience, I was functioning as a heterosexual woman for most of my life.
Function,
Um,
I like that.
yeah, and I experienced toxic masculinity, you know, from a heterosexual perspective,
Mm.
um, and I can't understand it from a gay perspective because again, toxic masculinity. When I think about it, I think of misogyny, which is having a prejudice against the feminine counterpart, which would be the gay male.
Absolutely.
So I can't see where if you're a gay male, how could you be toxic? Because you are, I mean, according to heterosexual standards, you are the effeminate count party.
Either, yeah. I mean, because it depends on who you're talking to, though. Because either way, people are going to group all gay men into the effeminate.
Yeah.
You know.
But then you're inside being gay and you're living this lifestyle, but then you take on the toxicness of you carry that heterosexual behavior that you probably learned from your father, your grandfather, into these gay relationships, but you are essentially
It trickles down.
yeah, but you would think you would not subscribe to that.
Again, but if that's something you have since you're a child, you know, it's beat into your head. You're like, hold up, what what did dad always say? Okay, suck it up, be a man. You know, like, and then you've heard it so many times in your life
Okay.
that it's a cycle that sometimes it just can't be broken.
So let me ask you this. Do you have like the same gender expectations? So like it's the masculine guy and then it's well if it I guess it would be two if it was one masculine, one feminine, is that would that man expect the same behaviors out of the feminine male like the heterosexual roles? Would he expect all of that?
Well,
And,
I don't know. I think in that situation, something like that would come naturally, though. And again, as a society, that's what we're taught.
yeah.
You know, but like, I know in my relationships, you know, we weren't both super masculine and we weren't both super feminine, but we had. It's just naturally, you know, I would cook, you know,
Okay.
and it was just that thing because it's something I like. I think it's definitely dependent upon the couple.
Well, then that sounds like a discussion.
Yeah,
Did y'all have like a discussion
absolutely.
prior?
Yes.
So then y'all really wasn't to me if you having a discussion, you didn't have gender expectations, like a
No.
gender role expectation.
That's like they expect like the whole okay, he's a bottom, he's femme. You know what I mean? But I've had a couple of bottoms who were not.
Brothers Gloria says something in you they like or dislike. I just again I see y'all looking. Please say something. Um Again with the studs, like I say, I've walked both lines and being a stud, not me being a stud, being with a stud, and then being with a heterosexual male, being with a stud, I could see the parallels of the toxic masculinity in those relationships. Um, Lala James said, understandably, the topic is toxic masculinity. As being a lesbian, I think toxicity plays both fields of power, tripping, manipulation, etc. Yeah, but we said that.
Yeah.
we said that people do walk around because we're raised with social norms and things of that nature, or if you were subjected like me to a lot of time with the dominant parent, which is most likely the father, you do pick up some things. But again, like I said, toxic masculinity, it's varying levels of it. I've experienced it as a heterosexual woman, and I experienced it, being with a stud, and it's similar.
It is. I think it is, especially within our communities. You know, like you were saying, it's just there's no difference. Honestly, I don't think so. I mean, but I'm not lesbian.
Well, listen, let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you my
I
experience.
play one on television, but
Listen, I wanted to hit a girl in the head with a plate.
oh,
This is how toxic and please y'all forgive me because this might offend some people that are like the catering ones in
Oh,
the
yeah.
relationship because I'm not. I believe in equality.
You're
Let's
not a
just put that
coddler?
out there. No, I believe in equality in a relationship. I
I believe
believe
50
that,
50.
yeah, or either 64. If I could get close, it's close to 50-50, right?
No, bitch, I want 50.
But when I started my journey and I was dating a lesbian stud, um,
Hi, Lauren.
because she was a woman, I thought that she would understand and would not subscribe to that toxic behavior.
So I don't know. Y'all just
And so I'm
I
going to
don't get
explain it. So I made food, right? And I put 2 plates out. I made food. I put it there. And she sat there like she was waiting on me
for you to do this.
to put the food on the plate, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, it just made me flash back to the heterosexual, the toxicity, all of that. It just flashed back. I wanted to hit her
That's
with
when I
the
feel like,
plate.
oh, look, either gonna eat this food, eat the cake and make.
I'm like, just put your food on the plate. She was just sitting there. And I'm like, are you waiting for me to do something? I did something. I made
Like
it.
I made dinner.
You put your food on the plate. And she was like, well, my mother always put the food on the plate of I wanted to take the whole plate, the dish, and rock her upside her fucking head because I was I wasn't expecting that. And
No.
that was just me being naive because I was coming into the community. I thought that because we're women, we would understand each other better, and I didn't get that. I was disappointed. And then I started noticing different things
Different
about
traits.
just
Yeah.
different traits like
Yeah.
the non-cooking. I found out she couldn't cook. I found out she just didn't do different things.
Yeah.
But I'm see, and listen, I'm not conceited, but I consider myself a dynamic person. I could cook, I could clean, I have a career.
Yeah.
And if I bring all of these things,
I need you to have at least half of it.
please meet me. Don't make me feel.
Right.
See, the thing with toxic masculinity, it's making the feminine counterpart, feminine in body, feminine in spirit, subservient under you. Why? What, do you realize like these little things make a person feel beneath you?
Yeah. Like you're my, you're not my equal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for me, I need to be in something where I am equal. And I'm learning. I was just so shocked at the dynamic. Like I said, I came from a heterosexual relationship, and I'm just going to say this part of it when it comes to men, and maybe you could agree with me. I notice when it comes to men, and I was actually in a therapy session for this shit.
Oh.
It was wild. He was saying that I wasn't respecting him, and we could not understand what the disrespect was.
Right. So what's his level of disrespect? Are you not home pregnant barefoot in the kitchen?
No, when we finally got to the therapist, I came to understand that the disrespect was he was telling me something and he thought I didn't understand. And I'm like, no, I do understand. But then the therapist was like, but do you understand what he's saying? I was like, no. He was like, reiterate. And he was a gay therapist and gay male. And he had to help me because I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
He was like, you're missing the part, Miss such and such. I said, well, what is it? Understanding for a toxic person means doing.
Yeah.
It does not mean you comprehend it.
Yeah, it's what you have to do.
And I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And this is how sick and embedded. And I couldn't rap. I said, he was like, yes, ma'am. And he pulled me to the side. He was like, listen, you seem like a beautiful woman, but I don't think this is going to work. I'm a therapist.
Right.
I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I don't think this is going to work.
Get that now, sis.
Yes, he needs further therapy because he has other underlying issues that
And
you
he has a
can't.
false
Yes.
belief of what it should be.
Right. And so, I say all that to say that, toxic masculinity is a lifestyle and it's a thought process, a thought pattern. You may not even realize that you are going through it and or you may be doing it to somebody.
Like you said earlier, like some people could potentially not realize that they have had this in their lives for so long that it just trickles down, like you said, and they don't realize that they're actually doing it. Like, I mean, there's times that I've realized, like, I've said something like that, and I was like, did that just come out of my mouth? You know what I mean? Like, when you do a fall or something, be like, come on, get up, suck it up. But I tell my nieces the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things you have to stop and think about.
Yeah, you really do. And it's like I said, it's deeply, deeply embedded. Lala James said, I've never dated stud, but their personalities are geared toward men and the power that they think men have. And you know what, Lala, I could agree with you. And this is what I'm gonna say about that. I was in my car thinking about this subject. Hey Nima, I love you. I was in my car thinking about this subject. And the first thought that came to my mind is I said, this is why men believe that studs or masculine women want to be men. It's not about y'all clothes. It's about they can sense that toxicness. They can see the relatable traits. Oh, Smack said, you look good, guys. Beautiful. Thank you. But it's just so embedded. It's just crazy. But
you
listen.
Twins. I mean, are the twins taking the show again?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are we gonna name them?
Me and my twins. I'm sorry. But I got a list of traits for people that's probably confused about this toxic masculinity. Again, I'm going to redefine it my way. It's basically misogyny. It's when you basically feel some type of way or demean or place below you a person that's feminine or have feminine qualities. That's what toxic masculinity is to dominate the feminine person. Whether you be a effeminate male or just a female in general. That's what toxic masculinity is. And
sometimes I think people use it as a defense mechanism when they're uncomfortable.
Like the gay down low and
or anybody in general, where it's someone who is completely homophobic and you throw them into a gay situation, or just bring a gay man in the room, he automatically, his chest puffs out and he starts getting extra manly, and I'm like,
yep.
Do you realize that makes me more attractive to you? Like,
well, I'm going to go into the traits of a toxic person. The person that has toxic masculinity. And please be open-minded and think about it for yourself, because we all have something.
Oh, yeah.
We all have So y'all saw the list. It's being stoic, promiscuous, championing heterosexuality as the unalterable norm. That is a big damn
That's what I'm
one.
getting when I try to share.
Share it from the Peach Blood page. I mean the Peach Radio Show page. But never mind, I'm always confused. Nima, we talk about toxic masculinity. Yeah, so one of the things that Kenny just touched on was the fact that they become hyper masculine when a heterosexual person is in the room, and that's understandable for a toxic person, a person with toxic masculinity. One of the things is in their mind, and sick it is, it's a sickness to me. They believe, they actually believe in their head that you cannot be nothing other than heterosexual.
Oh yeah.
It, there is no way you can be anything else. You have to be this alpha, super alpha male, and it just, life just doesn't work like that. Another thing that was on the list, the stoicness. This is signs of toxic masculinity. It's you not showing emotion. I admitted earlier that I have this issue. I am a person that does not show emotion half the time. You probably got to beat it out of me, but that's because I've learned that trait from the male that I grew up with. Another sign of toxic masculinity is the being dominant. That's what I just discussed. I'm dominant. What I say goes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you understand it. It's about the doing. Right. I need you to do this. If I tell you the sky is blue and you look out, the sky is blue, go mow the lawn. And you look out there, you say the sky is black. No, I'm dominant. The sky is blue, mow the lawn. You cannot understand it. You got to do it. That's toxic masculinity.
And I'm gonna be like, no, the sky's pink, and this is why.
Another telltale sign of toxic masculinity, like we discussed, not engaging in household chores and caregiving.
Yeah, like just because you can wash your own clothes and sew a hole in your pants when mommy's not around doesn't make you not masculine.
Yeah, but to them, that is
but at the same time, that's going to make you more desirable as a husband.
Well, not to them. That's making them, again, remember, toxic masculinity, they have gender roles.
Yeah.
And strict gender roles. And if they're doing that, they are not the alpha male. You're not going to be received that way. And again, let's put it into LGBT terms. A stud, a lot of them that I have personally met, they are suffering from toxic masculinity.
Some of them are so toxic. I'm like, can you stay over there?
They are toxic. And another one that was on the list is these risk-taking behaviors to prove that you are masculine. What the fuck is that about? Okay. What is that about?
But I'm the kind of person, like, if you be like, yo, I'm a dude. Okay, you're a dude. You know, you could have blonde hair down to your ass wearing heels. You know, big old titties, and you'd be like a dude. I'm like, all right, dude, I got you.
No,
yeah. I don't need extraordinary measures. Like, it's tough. Like, living in the gym just to make you have that male body. Like,
look, Smack said, wait, let's get to Gloria. Said, I don't make my husband do those things.
That's my sister.
Okay. Smack said, I'm glad I'm not like that anymore. My queen today through the years has helped me grow from that. Yeah, because it's sick.
It's not attractive. Like, I like a certain point of masculinity. Yeah, I find it attractive. But when it starts to get toxic and to the point where I'm like, oh, we can't hold hands. You can't touch me in public. You can't even brush against me.
See ya. See, but is that not something different? Maybe that's public displays of affection?
Or just in general, like, I just can't handle when I just see a man who's just not in touch with, like, he just doesn't take care of himself, and or the opposite, or someone who takes too much care of themselves, automatically classified as gay.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nima said, where are y'all finding these men? All the men I know are very masculine, cook, clean, sew, big on pampering. As far as nails and pedicures, we are not in the 30s.
I mean, can you send them my way?
It's a lot of men, Nima, coming from both sides. Again, we're not just talking about the heterosexual side. We're even talking about studs and gay men. There are people that are suffering from toxic masculinity, and again, I hate to bring this up, but I think it's religion. I think it's embedded. It's like you
It's
said,
started.
it's just so embedded into society. It's ridiculous.
Mhm.
So it's not You're lucky, Nima. I've run more into people that are toxic than not.
Like I see, like Gloria, we have this conversation all the time. Because me and her, we can just vibe and talk no matter what. She says she doesn't think there's anything wrong with gender roles. Okay, and my fight to that is yes, but if they're discussed before the relationship starts or as it progresses, and if both parties are okay with gender roles, by all means.
I don't agree with that. I think I think gender roles should be thrown in the trash. I think that you're putting expectations on a person based off of society and not accepting that person for themselves. And then if we do keep these gender roles, where do we place everyone else that's non-binary?
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, that goes. I can say that's okay on person, because like I said earlier, naturally, in a relationship, you're going to naturally fall into, all right, well, you can't cook, and I like to eat, so I'm going to cook.
Yeah, but that's not a gender role. That's
Yeah.
If that's the case, you're a male. You should be hardcore, not doing none of that. I don't believe in gender roles. I don't. I don't. And I think as soon as society just wipe that away, we can move on. Another thing we haven't discussed about this toxic masculinity, we're just talking about it on the lighter side. You're not thinking about like the violence and the sexual harassment and assault.
I mean,
because
it's
these
mental
men,
abuse.
yeah, mental abuse, sexual assault,
Mm-hmm.
domestic violence. These things stem from toxic masculinity. A lot of it. And we don't realize it. It's because we have these men or these women or whoever that has these that get to that violent space, they really believe that this is how life is supposed to be, and you're not functioning within that realm.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, we want you, but we are going to beat your ass to make you do that.
Right.
Okay?
I mean-
And what about the male that's an alpha male that feel like I'm a man and you're a woman and I should be able to have you?
Right.
So
Or-
I'm going to rape is the punishment. Assault is the punishment. What about the trans women? What do you think that probably is about? That's probably toxic masculinity.
That is 100%, because that and these men get their feelings hurt because they find themselves attracted to something that they've always been said, oh, that's not right, or this is not right.
Right.
Again, and I hate to say it, it goes back to religion, and that's what kind of throws me off a little bit, you know. But it's pounded in our heads as children.
Yeah.
In Sunday school, you know. And by old school grandparents, which thank God I didn't have those. Like, my family's so open. Like, my family's before their time.
Mine is too.
Like,
Mine is too. Like my mom, when I finally told her, she just, when's the part? Like she's,
Right.
oh my God, it's gonna be so exciting. I'm
my
like, this
mom
woman
was
is
like,
crazy.
okay. I just kept rolling. She was folding clothes, and I was like, that's it? Oh, okay. I even put on a big show, like crying and everything. Like,
Oh my
I
God.
could have got an Emmy for that one.
Oh my God. Nima said, can we address the toxic masculinity in some studs? Yeah, Nima, we did discuss that, but what do you want to know? It mirrors the males. The studs learn how to be this male role from their dad or whoever they seen. Like I said, I was in a relationship. Well, I'm just gonna come out and say, because y'all know I'm transparent. In my current
Oh, I didn't know you were going with
relationship,
that. I was like, what? Trans? Oh, it was trans. I was
not
like,
transparent.
girl.
In my current relationship, we had issues in the beginning because she was some type of alpha male chick.
Had to break it down.
And she had behaved. Her father's a hero. She loved him. She mirrored him. Everything he did, my dad. To the point where she won. Like I said, if you heard me earlier, she was the one that wanted this plate. I made the food. She sat there like a little kid just waiting, and I'm like, the plate and the food is there. Like, go eat the food.
Eat the cake anime. So, real quick, Nima, you got my attention because I was going to say, I'm sorry, I should be pointing. I was going to ask, like, I wish there was like some kind of stud on here.
Smack. It is.
I don't know
Smack.
if you're still there.
Smack. Are you still there to say anything?
Do you feel as though some studs have to overdo it for their mental to be, okay, well, I'm the man, even though I have this woman body?
Yes, I think they do
overdo it, and then that there becomes toxic.
Yeah, they overcompensate because I'm gonna be honest, because I've met a few. I think some of them use it as a shield. I think some of them just is trying to define their personality in the relationship, like the male, like the dominance. I'm the dominant one. I'm this, and you're gonna be this. It's like, even though we're homosexual, we take heterosexual roles and try to squeeze them into our homosexuality. I don't get it, but why? If we're already on this rainbow track, why can't we just be different and roll outside of the norms?
I'll be completely honest. I don't understand. Like, and I'll ask questions. Like, I don't want to offend anybody at all. Like, I'm the first one to be like, so how does this work? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand the whole stud thing. And, I mean, it's you. By all means, do you. If you're happy, I love it. You know what I mean? But I think there's some I've met that are just overdoing it to the point where no one likes you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I get it. Like, you have this stud mentality, and I get it. But don't be mean. You know what I mean? There's a difference of being masculine and mean.
Well, they trying to be assertive because at the end of the day,
I'm gonna assert my foot up your ass.
Even though you are an effeminate male, they still are probably intimidated because you're a male and they're not a male.
That's okay, because I have lashes, lips,
yeah, but they're like, but it's like they, oh Lord, she's talking about, I'm not a stud, I'm a smack. Girl, bye. You are a masculine female.
Either way.
Oh, Nima said they do overdo it, act out of control. I was about to beat the brakes off this girl. She had her girlfriend cry. Her girlfriend looked like she was about 15. That could have been her daughter. Oh, wow.
See,
that's too much.
That's a whole nother level.
That's too much. That's too much.
Like, that's extra.
But yeah, again, with this toxic masculinity, I think it starts out subtle, and then if you suffer from hyper masculinism, toxic masculinity, then you get to that violent point.
Yeah.
You get to that aggression.
And then before you know, you got an Ike and Tina situation.
Yeah, you got that look. Yeah, because you trying to assert your manhood.
Right.
And
by that situation, I mean Ike's getting his ass beat.
Yeah. So, but I'm not a male, and studs are not men. They're just mirroring them. What is it inside of a man, do you think, that make them feel like they gotta assert, like over assert, or make other people believe? Is it because they don't believe, or why do you have to make someone believe you're a man? We can clearly see.
We can see what you're portraying. Like, if you're putting it down, I'm gonna pick it up. Just
like, we can see you're a man.
Like,
but why over assert? Why do all these behaviors?
I guess I don't I'll never understand it because I don't have that. Oh.
Oh, you just called.
Oh.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
Oh Lord. Call back in. I just this subject again. I don't really say too much about it because it burns my soul. I have watched a lot of relationships just fall apart because
I mean, not even so much relationships. I've seen families fall apart.
families, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like families who just don't. I mean, I have a friend who, at the age of 15, was disowned by the family because they were
There
Mormon.
she go.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord. Thank you for calling the Peach Radio Show.
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing tonight?
Oh hey.
This is a smack.
Oh Lord. Did I say something?
This
Go
is
ahead.
Smack, not the stud.
You said everything just right. I love your shirt, Pop Tart. I like that.
It's my best
Wow.
$20 I've ever spent.
I know that's right. I love the shirt. I love everything. Y'all look beautiful up there. What's up, Queen?
I'm fine. You called to talk about this toxic masculinity. You could go ahead on the share. Just share.
Well, I will say, before I met you, yes, I was that type of person. And I think a lot of it comes from how I seen my mother treat my stepfather, how my dad's wife treats him. My dad is my hero. I say that all the time. But I will say that just comes from upbringing, came from that old-fashioned home where the wife took care of the husband. Now we're in a new age. And from meeting you, taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? You broke me from those barriers. I know how to get my own food. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like I'm living in double worlds because, you know, with my mom here with me, she take care of me. She won't let me fix my plate. Maybe sometimes, but she's not in the kitchen. She's just that's who she is. But when I'm with you, I fix my own plate. So I'm learning to. I have broken that barrier. I'm not like that. I can do for myself. I don't want to feel like my queen has to take care of me in that way. You know what I'm saying? And I love it.
Yeah, but does it bother? I mean, in a sense, why did
It
you?
doesn't bother me.
Why did you feel like you had to take on a masculine role? Is it
Because
safe?
that's what I saw.
So
That's
why didn't
what
you
I
take on
grew
your
up
mom
around.
role?
That's what I thought it was to be.
Okay.
Alright, I'm damn near 50, so I grew up, you know, from the older, as I call it, my gay mom and dad. That's how my gay mom was. She took care of my gay dad.
Oh, okay. Okay. And this.
But I don't have a problem with breaking that barrier now. When it's something that you want and there's a connection there between two people, that's one of the things you work on and work out. Through educating me, you educating me, and us having communications, healthy communications, that's what has helped. So I feel like I'm a changed person, and it's better for our relationship.
Oh, so you don't feel like I'm an evil bitch?
I don't feel like you're what?
An evil bitch.
You can be at times. I just look at you. In the past, you know, I had to pat myself on the back. Some of the times when you know, raised the voice at me, it could have really turned into a serious argument, but I've learned to pipe down. You know what I'm saying? I learned to pipe down because of the things I've learned from you. I just gotta let you have your way sometime, and then we come back and talk about it. I ain't for all that arguing and all that drama and all that stuff. You know, I ain't for all that. I'm gonna let you have your moment, and then we're gonna come back and talk about it like adults. In the past, growing up when I was younger, I would have been a whole different way because of that comes from growth. You know, if I was younger, we probably been scrapping, throwing blows. When you talking to you like that, you don't talk, you know, shut up, bro. You know what I mean? I would never treat you like that. That doesn't get nowhere in a relationship.
You're right. Well,
And I love the fact that we can communicate. Sometimes you notice I just sit there and let you just talk. Well, that's called letting you get it out. Because sometimes, like I was telling my homies, my heterosexual friend, man, sometimes you just gotta let the woman get it off her chest, man. Ain't nothing you gonna say gonna come through. Let her get it off and just come back later and have a conversation about it. Put your feelings out there. By then they'll calm down.
all right. Now that you done spilled the beans on the whole relationship.
I mean, I felt like I just hung out with Dr.
But
Phil for a
still,
minute.
what beans? Ain't no beans spilled. I'm just basically letting you know. You taught me a lot, and I appreciate it.
All right,
And you hung
man.
in there, and you ain't like tossed me off to the side of the road. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I
That's
could
for
have
the
hit you
whole
in the
game.
head with a plate a couple times, but you know,
Yeah, that plate thing, that was crazy. That was early in the relationship. It's never happened again. Happened.
no.
But I gotta say, now let me start.
Goodbye.
Bye. Love you, baby.
Bye.
Well,
Whoever that was calling in, someone else tried to call in, call back, but
yes, call back.
yeah, that toxic. I told you I can't do it. I will lose it. Somebody said, yes, been there, done that. Same look when I was younger. Comes with growth to be better. Uh, yeah, it's true. It's true. I just, this topic, I'm keeping my composure because you see so much being a woman. You see other women in your life that go through it. Like my grandmother, she went through so much. Another form of being toxic is being promiscuous,
Yeah.
and you just seen it. I just seen it so fucking much, just so much. My grandmother, she was in a toxic relationship. My grandfather was very promiscuous. Had other children, all in the name of I'm a man.
I'm a man, yeah.
I'm
And
a
I can do
man,
that.
and I could do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it stems to, it's like I said, it's a waterfall. It just trickles down, and eventually it's going to lead to other things, like you said, like the abuse. And, my father was abusive to my mother, and clearly my mom stopped that trait right there. My mom was like, yo,
Yeah, I'm not having it.
that's not how we do things.
Oh, yeah, but if you're watching, I hope y'all learned something. Just at least take away some of the stuff that we said about this toxic masculinity. If you have any of these traits, just
Like, my thing is, it's 20, like, and I know people hate hearing it, but it's 2021. Men should be allowed to express, their feminine sides.
uh
It's
huh.
not going to make you any less of a man. And when I say that, I don't mean like going out and wearing makeup and blah blah blah.
No, you should be
But
able
like,
to
you should be
talk,
able to
have a
talk. You
connection.
should be able to have emotions.
Yeah, have a
Like,
emotional connection with your mate.
right. If you feel as though something makes you sad and you need to cry, don't listen to that inner voice talking about, no, you got to be strong. You suck it up. Men don't cry. What? Bitch, I'm gonna be the first one on the floor crying. Because I was raised by emotional people and taught me to be emotional.
Or maybe not cry, just
You know,
don't hold it in.
and it's not healthy.
It's not. And also knock it off with these gender roles. Throw them in the trash. Stop having
Yeah.
expectations of somebody because they seem effeminate or they are feminine. Just get to know the person and have these conversations. That's a step towards not being toxic.
Just have conversation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Don't put down the rules like this is this, and this. Like, conversate about it. Like, I'd rather us have like a 19-hour conversation and then get everything resolved versus you just yelling at me, telling me what I'm going to do. Because once you tell me what I'm going to do the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, talk to me. We're counterparts. We're a team.
And this goes for studs and gay men and
It goes,
straight men all
yeah,
across the board. We gotta reevaluate some of these things. It's killing our friendships. It's killing our relationships.
our
It's killing.
community.
Yeah, and again, it runs deep. I just don't think people understand how deep it runs. Abuse, toxic masculinity, the killings, the murders of these trans women, toxic masculinity, the non-acceptance of a child that's gay, that's toxic masculinity in another form. Because again, heterosexuality is supposed to be the only thing, and the reason being is because it challenges that the manhood aspect. We gotta give more appreciation and acceptance to the feminine principle. It has to be in order for a lot of this shit to change. This subject for me is a lot because I've experienced so much. I've been through so much with toxic men. And by the time I got to the homosexual lifestyle, I just wasn't fucking having it.
Right. Like I would have been like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm not fucking having it,
Yeah.
especially not from you that bleed like me and got booed. No,
Right.
I'm not having it from you. But
It's just one of these. It's one of the things that have to be dealt with. You know, along with, you know, a lot of the current events today. You know, like it just has to be dealt with.
I think change is. Yeah, you're right, but again, the change is hard, and we just got to keep having these discussions. You got to keep having the discussions about what toxic masculinity it is, what it looks like, and again, we done told you only a few forms that it comes in. It's embedded. It's totally embedded in the foundations of this country. Just everything, just toxic shit. We just
Yeah.
saw we had a toxic ass president, just toxic as shit.
Right.
That's just an utter representation of misogyny and narcissism. Just
Narcissism
there,
at its finest.
like
Like
damn. So, we just gotta stop. And I think how we can beat this is just starting with, like I said, just appreciating the feminine principle, having respect for it.
absolutely.
That's all it is. That's all toxic. The toxicity comes from just the utter disdain and hate or belittlement of anything feminine. If we just love it and respect it, then I think we can.
I mean,
Change
even
it.
if you don't love it, and if you're one of those people who can't change it, keep your opinions to yourself.
Yeah, but then they're still gonna have the behaviors.
Yeah, but it how can I put this? It stops me from letting you have it. If you're gonna put your opinions on me, because I'll be the first one to tell you you're wrong.
Somebody saying better communication and more love is needed in this world. It definitely is.
Why am mine updating like that?
It's different. We're in multiple groups and stuff like that. But again, when it comes, I agree with the better communication. I believe I agree with the more love. It's definitely needed in the world, but like I said, the basis of toxic masculinity is misogyny, and it's against anything that's feminine. I think once we change the perspective and views of femininity, then toxic masculinity will no longer exist.
Right. I mean, I'll be the first one to say, like, if you like, femininity is a thing. It's real. It's real.
The feminine principle, of course, is real.
I mean, every man has some feminine genes in their body, no matter what. X and Y chromosomes. Hello.
Yeah, well, before you listen, I'm a nurse. Before you're a boy, you're a girl.
Yeah, and before you anything, you're just an asshole. Because your butthole is the first thing developed when you're being developed. So either way, you're still born an asshole. There's that.
Oh my God. You know what? Let me play this video. Then after that, I'm going to come back and talk about some things that I got in the works going on. Then I'm going to talk about next week's topic. Again, just the takeaway. If you need to go back, I gave you a list of signs and symptoms of toxic masculinity, what it looks like. I gave you the definition of it. If you need to go back, just look up misogyny. Toxic masculinity is basically everything against the feminine principle. It's the disrespect, the disdain, the feminine is just beneath you. And then once you go there, then you can look at our caste system where we have gender roles and all of these things. So that's how, you know, that rolls. And then you could take a look at religion and how that's structured. And then you'll see everything is just a constant attack on a feminine principle. But at the end of the day, if you don't like toxic masculinity, we got to love and respect being feminine. We have to uplift that like we uplift being masculine. And then it's over. But let me play this video by Mosiah, and then I'm going to come back and talk to y'all about some updates with the Peach Radio Show. I thank y'all for coming back because I haven't been on for a while, and I'm a little rusty and things, but we're trying to get Kenny to come back.
Oh, I'll come back any day.
And maybe
And
get Kenny to do a show.
topic.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be back. This is Mosiah Bin Laden.
Trapping like Bin Laden, Cuban links I've been Latin. Money beans I've been adding, I'm still 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 stacking, 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 I'm still stacking like Bin, trapping like Bin Laden, Cuban links I've been Latin. Money beans I've been adding, I'm still 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 stacking, 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 I'm still stacking. That pharmaceutical real shit, pop a pill or some ill shit. I've been on some trill shit, still lit, niggas still lit. Bitch, I bought a bottle like I won a lotto, then I bought a bottle of Goose. I be running niggas, I ain't ducking niggas on the Kool-Aid, some Goose. Spend a couple bands on a dancer, shorty suck a dick for these bands, bro. Shorty asked for another grand, so you know I put the dance, shorty hand. Got a couple cavities in my gold chain, so you know the chain cured the blind now. Jukebox for the house now, cause a mixtape on the vine now. Been trapping like Bin Laden, Cuban links I've been Latin. Money beans I've been adding, I'm still 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 stacking, 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 I'm still stacking like Bin, trapping like Bin Laden. Cuban links I've been Latin. Money bands I've been adding, I'm still 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 stacking, 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 I'm still stacking. Bin trapping like Bin Laden. Cuban links I've been Latin. Money bands I've been adding, I'm still 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 stacking, 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 I'm still stacking. Messiah, you a beast, I don't wanna be compared. I just won the best award, bitch, I know life isn't fair. They said, Sire, you the king. I said, King, conquer small. Bitch, you know my name Messiah, and you know I conquer all. I got famous niggas blocking me, wishing their music charted. How you mad because I'm winning? Man, I swear that shit retarded. If your music isn't lit, then you should've had me featured. Got these niggas insecure, and I ain't talking about you, so. Man, I've been trapping since high school. Stayed high up in high school, higher than the Eiffel. Don't know why the sky's blue. See me on the same shit, money on some cake shit. When I see that milli, I'm a milli on some Wayne shit. Not a millionaire, but I'm young, trying to be a millionaire. Light skin with Dominican hair. My criteria compared to your career, this isn't fair. You niggas weren't even there, even if you niggas cared. Been trapping like Bin Laden, Cuban links I've been Latin. Money beans I've been adding, I'm still 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 stacking, 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 I'm still stacking like Bin, trapping like Bin Laden. Cuban links I've been Latin. Money bands I've been adding, I'm still 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 stacking, 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 I'm still stacking. Been trapping like Bin Laden. Cuban links I've been Latin. Money bands I've been adding, I'm still adding, I'm
love it.
All right, so I'm back. Again, we talked about toxic masculinity. If you need any further direction, you can inbox me. Again, we told you signs for it. We told you what it was. We told you how to cure it. All you have to do is respect and embrace the feminine principle, and then once you do that, all that toxic shit is out the window. But I still have you here because I want to let you guys know that I am launching an accessory line, so you will see me wearing different things and having different things like purses, which I love this one. It's so old fashioned. It's so different. It's called P Originals, which is Plug Originals. It's launching March 1st, www.p-originals.com. If you go and subscribe today, you will receive a discount, a 10% discount. So go there. You want to. It's about self-expression. It's about being you. I am looking to work with androgynous people that will be models for my brand, and also I'm looking for a brand ambassador. So if you are that dynamic person that just borders on both, you're two-spirited, hit me up. If you don't mind being that male that looks extra sexy with the lipstick on and the accessory, hit me up. If you are a stud that don't mind putting that lipstick on, I need somebody that's treading the line. That's what I need to represent my brand. It's about being you. Be original. P Originals is about being you, being original, and bending the gender line. I love it.
I'm all about bending.
Love it. Fuck all the social norms. All of them. Next week topic, Tuesday, 8 p.m., we will be talking about the lesbian, what it means to be a lesbian. We're going to be breaking down all the different things about lesbians. Do lesbians hate men? Do they want to be men?
Oh, that's my favorite question.
Are they spiritually men?
Maybe I really need to pay attention to that one.
And the other questions, do they get head? Do they not get head? Do they give head? Do they get strapped? We're going to answer all of these questions about the lesbian. I hope you guys tune in next week, 8 p.m. on Monday. It's going to be juicy, juicy, juicy. Mm-hmm. And shit, the week after that, I think I'm going to talk about cry wolf. Crying wolf. When you are that woman or male that say, I'm going to fucking commit suicide if you don't be with me.
Oh, my God.
You know, that bum shit that people do. We're not talking about the actual suicidal people on the edge. We talking about
but if you just threatening,
that threatening person that don't want you to leave, so they gonna kill themselves and they gonna kill a dog and a cat. But that's 2 weeks after that.
Why the dog and a cat though?
You know, because this is dramatic. I'm gonna kill myself and I'm gonna jump with Sonny, whatever the dog
Sonny,
name is.
Sonny and Fluffy.
I'm jumping with them too. But yeah, next week, come back 8 p.m. The lesbian. My special guest will be Ben Green, and I have a caller that's calling in, Dutch Twizzle. We gonna be on fire. We gonna talk about these lesbians. We're gonna talk about these goddamn studs. If you got questions about that community,
I need to sit
right
on
on
that couch over there.
Yeah, you can come and sit on the couch. It's going to be funny. It's going to be lit. I know it's going to be lit. It's going to be lit. Come back with your questions. But that's my show for tonight. I'm sorry
I need
for...
to put a shameless...
Oh, go do your plug. Do your shameless plug.
You know what would look great in this little bag, y'all? Is a lovely, lovely
lipstick
from Vanity Vixen. Look how beautiful that is.
It is pretty.
I don't know, can y'all see it from here? That's why y'all should buy it anyway. $12. $12.
I got mine.
VanityVixenCompany.com. Please hit me up. If you need the website again, we'll make sure it happens.
Look, and it fits right in my bag. Ooh, with a phone and some money that my toxic masculinity stud can give me some money. Put it in here.
You know, the one that you didn't hit with the plate.
We love y'all. Just come back next week. Lesbianism. We're going to talk about it. If you're a lesbian and you confused, then we're going to help you sort out the kinks next week.
I'm just confused.
And maybe we can answer the question. You know what? Maybe I can get a trans lesbian to call in.
Oh.
That's very deep. Because a lot of people don't believe. They don't know. Not believe. They don't know that trans people can be anything in the letters,
Well, people
too.
don't realize trans is just your sexuality. It's
Yeah,
not your
well,
orientation.
yeah, I know. Well, people don't get it. So maybe I could get a trans lesbian to
Look.
call in.
I mean, I find myself attracted to plenty of trans men.
Okay. So then that makes you pansexual. And that was the topic for last week. Pansexuality. All right, y'all. Good night.
Bye.
We love y'all. Kenny will be back if you love Kenny.
I will be back.
Kenny
even
will
if you
be
don't
back.
love me.